Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. This looks fairly close to a bingo, but is there one here? C and O go well together. I've got the pro prefix. I would have proctors through an R. Top score with an E. Okay, so no, I'm not seeing anything. So, do I play cop? Oh, not a great tail to keep, but it is at least a vowel, and I prefer to play short. I'm going with this. Great. Surely I have something here. I have asteroid. Cop takes an S in front and at the end. Cop also takes an E and an I at the end, and a Y. So surely I am going to get my bingo down. But I don't have an H, and CH is the only two-letter C word, so I don't have options in rows G and I to the left of cop. So we shall see. Now, any 8s available? So this rack plus a C. Possibly carotids. What about an O? Nope. What about a P? Paradist. Okay, well, both of those 8s end in row O. Does paradist have an anagram? Not sure it does. Okay, so 22 for opponent. Cope takes an S in front. I am definitely bingoing. But where is best? Nothing goes in front of V. No two-letter V plays. Asteroid doesn't play in row 11. So I think this is my only spot. Well, I could play it. Interesting. I could play it here for 72, providing loads of floaters and access to the triple word square. That's 72. This is 18. And this is 69. Only 3 fewer points. Not opening a triple word square. I'm going with this. And pretty good pick. Through an N, I would have agonized, and I don't think diagnose, I think just agonized. No N's on the board at the moment. Let me briefly consider the other floaters. Nothing with a V. P, O, R, so organised through an R and an N. O, I, and D. Okay, so I'm not seeing a bingo, but I have the Z, which goes very nicely to the left of the O of asteroid. So I could play Zo in that spot, or Zoa, or Azo. No other. I don't think any spots on the board are as good as that one. So I have a lead, but opponent on turn, and they've taken my Z spot, not surprisingly. Ox does take an O after it, which I've got. Z also goes in front of, or Z goes in front of U, but nothing goes in front of XI. Just wondering if I have any Oxy plays which use the Z. I don't think so. Okay, so not such a great position to be in. Now, I was considering Oxo plays. Yeah, I have Zooid, but Oxi not good. There could be a 10-letter play ending scope. Well, I'm going to try this since it's free challenge, and I am expecting it to come off, but what about diazoscope? It's not good. Okay. I'm sure opponent would have had suspicions about me checking the dictionary if that had stayed on. So what am I going to do? And the trouble is, I'd like to play off D or G and have the Z in last place. I can't see a way of doing that. I could play Azoid and Dar, but that makes it very easy for opponent to score off the Z. Ah, well, what about Scoped and Diatso? I know this is partially got the same demerit of making the Z available. This triple letter square not particularly dangerous because there are no two-letter plays ending in Z. But I think the difference between this play and column 5 play is the score. This is 41 points. Azido is its anagram. That doesn't play. Vide is good. So I could play Diatso, but I think it takes an S. Yeah, I'm going with this. Oh, wow. What a reward. I have the blank, the first one. So I think I have Gadgety, and Yar in column 5. And surely opponent's going to be attracted to Diatso. So I think Gadgety is good. But what other options are available? Floating O doesn't look great with this rack. A column 4 play wouldn't get doubled. Yeah. Gadgety puts a G in the middle of row A. That's not massively dangerous. Hard to land a big tile on the double letter square. And I don't think Scoped has any front hooks. So I can't avoid opening row A with a column 5 bingo. Yeah, opponent has played. So, does Gadgety play in column 13? No, it does not. So, let me get this down. Gadgety for 77. View, it is good. And I draw Q with the U. That is good news. No bingo here. But not only do I have the Q with the U, but I also have 2 vowels to help to play it. So I have quote on my rack. It would be nice to play off B or M, or both. So embosk through S and E. Quotum through a U. Wow, no U's played so far. Quim through an I. No available ones. What about the A of Gadgety? No, not seeing anything there. Since QU is so good, well, it's worth about 9 points, I think. It's certainly a positive value. I don't need to burn it as soon as possible. If I could get a really decent score from the B and the M. Now, I was thinking of Quixote, but that would be IX, not XI. Ale is good, so quote and ale. Oh, wow. Bingo for opponent. That's a bit wretched. And look at this, I don't think I have a QUE play. Wow, I have toque. Oh, no, it's bosquet. I don't think it's boquet. Wow, this would be a big miss if there is a Q something E play. Let me just put these tiles in. Ending quet, quio, quem, qui, queb. So it's only quet. No, I think I'd like there to be a word there, but there isn't one. Yeah, I mean, I can't get rid of M and B in this spot. Wow, what a tricky position. So what about a Q play which in column 8 which doesn't get the Q doubled? That would still be pretty handy. Queen is good, but that's EME only. Wow, what a tricky spot. And of course there's this G still available, which I was expecting to be taken. I have Gumbo, but I don't want to burn the U if I've got the Q. Beam, not good. So moat for 37, keeping QU. If I draw an R, I have Burka. Now, is there any plays ending AQUE? No. What am I missing? Wow, what a shame the Q can't get doubled. That would have been fantastic. And I don't think the right-hand triple is any use. I don't think this G goes very well with, certainly not with the Q. There's so much scoring potential for opponent at the bottom. I think it makes sense to play here. Yeah. And moat. Do I burn the E? What do I get for it? 5 more points? I think I do. There are plenty of floating vowels, A, E, and O. Yeah, and moat stops opponent hitting the bottom right triple. I am going with this. Great, I do draw vowels. Just wondering how you spell burkinis. I certainly need an R and an I, so I don't have that. And what about bi-unique? I and E. Okay. So I have squib on my rack. I don't think the G works. I also have souk on my rack. Yeah, this board is somewhat limited. Only 25 for opponent, that's good, given that they had the J. Ah, I have Guqin. For 45, that's not bad. Keeping sub. Is there going to be anything better than this? No, I don't think so, and this takes out a good scoring spot for opponent. Pretty much takes out the A as a bingo floater. Yeah, there's lots to like about this. I'm going with Guqin. And a non-bingo-y rack, I think. But no duplicates, and a couple of vowels. And some scoring tiles, so a play of fub would work out quite nicely. Alf is no longer good. Deeply offensive word to somebody. Now, fub plays above cedars and under Guqin, so I'm not going to be struggling for options. But as always, we'll be looking for the best option. Yeah, I think just before opponent played Jowl, I was about to comment that the board is fairly tight. It's not a wash with opportunities. There still are some bingo lanes, but no 2-letter J words, so the whole of the bottom left restricted. Lou does take an A in front. Column 13, a bingo lane, but that's all it is. And even with a bingo, it doesn't get doubled. Row B is a bingo lane, but I feel the board is limited in terms of non-bingo scoring spots. O takes an O, so possibly a 3-letter play in column 13 would. score a handy amount. But look at this, I lead by 100. I am still catchable, but opponent pretty much does need a bingo. And all the S's have gone, and only one blank to come. And what was opponent's last move? Well, they were just getting rid of non-bingo tiles in the J and the W. 37 tiles in the bag, so plenty of game time to come. 21 points for Fub in row B. 27 in row M. But the row B play takes out a bingo lane and provides a lesser one and obstructs a floater. Not enough to make it a better play than row M, in my opinion. Could there be a bingo here? Well, I had the sub prefix, but Feng I don't think makes an 8. I would have ing through an I, but not seeing a bingo there. Val is good, but nothing goes in front of ZA. Floating E, always useful for a bingo. Okay, so opponent does bingo. They burn the last blank. They're within 20 points of me. And they provided a new Fub point for 30 points, and this is pretty handy. I don't think there's going to be anything better than this. So I have Agings on my rack, which I think plays in column 13 because of else. And, well, Signage also plays, but both could be blocked. So I put the ing ending and ings ending with age. Is there a triple G bingo here? No. And row C would be available as a bingo through the D if the bingo ends in S. Not seeing one. What about a floating E? No. Okay, so it looks like it's column 13 or nothing. Floating O. No, I would have Snaggier onto an R. I have an A for Alu. Yeah, I'm just wondering how good this bingo lane is. It's quite good in the sense that something EA bingo could play. And I'm not a million miles away from that, but I don't have it. Not seeing anything beginning FE. What about a V? No, not seeing anything. 11 minutes on my clock, 9 on opponents, and we're very closely matched in terms of rating. Are there any other floaters I haven't considered? I don't think so. Well, no, a bingo through AL would also have to include the R, but supposing it ended ING, Sage would need to go in this gap. Oh, what a shame. Opponent has blocked. Oh, it's not a shame. They blocked column 13, but I think this works. If this is good, let's see. And it is 90 points. Fantastic. Wow. And that has restored my 100-point lead. Wow. Now, would Signage have fitted in that spot if Agings wasn't good? I don't think it would have done. Yes, it would, because Ing is good, Lin and Feta, but it would have opened up column 15. Now, look at this horror show. But if there are floating vowels on the board, I may be able to extract value from my scoring tiles, and I've got 5 of those to see me through to the end of the game. 90 points. What a fantastic score. So, opponent's on turn. I've got the Y, which is a quasi-vowel. That may assist. So often you'd look at a rack like this and feel sorry for yourself, but not at all. It gives me the opportunity to keep scoring. Now, UH is good. 32 for opponent. Baloo is good. Do I have any four-letter B plays using the Y? I don't think so. So, looking at the remaining tiles, they are bingo-y, but I think the board is pretty limited in terms of bingo lanes. I guess you could say the E is available. The O isn't, the V is, and possibly something fancy in column 13, so I'm not home and dry. Which is why I need to use these scoring tiles to whack in a few 30-pointers. What does bar score? 29. That's pretty handy, provides nothing. Is there a way of turning over more tiles? Just looking at this E, I may be able to, for example, if pre-V was good, P-R-E-V-Y, that might be a better option. 3 scoring tiles left, not many. Herbie is good. So where are the other vowels? Well, I'm not going to score very much with this O. I've got an H for going underneath the C. So I have thy here. But I think playing off BH was better than playing off the H. If I retain the H, that remains available for this spot. Do I have any something B plays? No. If I burn the B with bar, I no longer have a B for Baloo, but I don't think the Baloo spot is massive. I've got a P for Zap and a P for Alp. 8 minutes on my clock, but nothing which enables me to take both of those spots. I don't feel great about playing off only 2 tiles. But I've looked for a while, I've not seen a better play. Hip is good, HYP. But nowhere for that. Yep, if there were a 5-letter play in row B, probably worth doing, but it would be providing a floater. I'm going with bar. Oh, that burns my H as well. Wow, what is the play? It's got to be the H in this spot. Well, it could be a P. I'm retaining the tiles for Harivna. Only 23 points. Well, I can certainly play off one more tile by doing this and not provide a bingo floater. Let me count the remaining vowels. 11 out of 21, so it's a balanced bag, and there are 3 R's to come, so I think Brap is a better play, and it's 1 more point. And I'm retaining HY for thy in row I. Great. This is a more balanced track. I draw an E and an I, and I do draw a further R. So my lead remains at 100 points. No B anymore for Alu, so bottom left of the board is dead. 1-0 available for Oxo. Now, Edo and Ido not good, so this is a good scoring spot in row M, but only if you have an A of the remaining vowels, and there are 3 of those to come. Vinery is good. So what do I have now which goes after ZA? Nothing. I burnt my P. Oh well. So not a ton of options. I do have thy, which is not bad. Viner isn't a terrible rat cleave. No possibility of duplicating the V, and the V has value just simply as a scoring tile. Great, just 13 for opponents. Interesting. All takes a Y. Do I have any 5-letter Y plays? Yes, I do. Wow, fantastic. And so I have Ernie for 53 points. This has got to be the play. Ally may take a hook at the end. It may take a D. It may take an L, but there are neither of those to come, so I'm not opening a bingo lane. Yeah, I'm going with this. And I do draw an A for a do. And just a balanced rack, so I think this game is won. I lead by nearly 150. 2 tiles in the bag. I don't draw the O for Oxo. There are front hooks for Ally, but no tiles go in front of Tsar, so that's not going to score twice. I have Via and Ab for 22 points. Wow, Brap was the really interesting move in this game. I'm not confident it was the best move, but I feel I spent a while trying to find a better one, and I couldn't, so that's why I played it. But there could be a much better play. 37 for opponents. Yep, nice score. Bag is empty. Opponents got inane. Is there anywhere for them to go out with that? 6 minutes on my clock. They've burnt the O for Oxo. I'm not seeing anything through the O. The play could begin AP, not seeing anything. So anything with the B? I don't think so. So I don't think opponent is going out, so I need to go out in 2. If I play Via, I'm leaving myself with mate. And I'm really looking to have 2 options to go out. Well, tricky. Nothing goes in front of KO. If I go out in 2, I need to play off 4 tiles, 4 or more tiles in one of those moves. And that's what I'm struggling to see. Via is only 3. How long have I got? 4 minutes. Well, I have an A for a do. Do I have anything beginning with D, which uses 4 tiles? Let me stick the A in for inspiration. So something like D-mat, but a valid word is what I'm looking for. So it could begin DA or DE. Could end with that. No. Gosh, how annoying. I was hoping to wrap this game up a little more swiftly, but I'm hitting heavy weather with this final sequence. Vide is good. I no longer have the H. Anything with the G. The game is won even if I don't go out in 2, but I think I'm leaving a lot of points on the table if I don't go out in 2. So Matt, 21, leaves Vi E. Does that play anywhere? Nope. Is Tav good? I don't think it is. Now, what about this V? I think I have a bingo on my rack. I think I have amative. Up takes an O. I don't have one. I was thinking about playing Vide, but opponent's got an I to go in front of that. Two minutes on my clock. I'm going with Via. It leaves the most flexible rack. And I do now have some time to... My clock is no longer ticking. I'm retaining an A. I've got Matt, which isn't an out, but it is a score. In row M. Now, what about this floating E? That may have been the way of playing off a lot of tiles. So 12 for opponent, floating I. No, floating E. No, floating O. No, P. No. I'm really looking for a spot to play a 4-letter word, and there isn't one. Ab, V. G, T. Oh, wow. I feel this end game has been massively misplayed. 1 minute on my clock. D-O-E-M. Okay, so if I can't find an out, I'm going to play Met. Anything through this C? Nope. Yeah, I'm not seeing an out with this rack. So, let me play Met. Whoops. Matt. 421. I think half this video has been spent on these last 2 moves. Now, opponent's got 5 minutes to find their best spot for AE. If they don't, I've got EEW. If they don't go out, but surely they will. I have loads of spots for the E and a minute to find the best. Yeah, and opponent goes out. And the final score, 397 for opponent, 523 for me, a winning margin of 126 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. Absolutely cracking stuff. Big lead, clawed back, then re-established. So it was me to go first. Phew, no missed bingo. Co-opt, I think, is a pretty decent alternative to cop. Playing off 2 tiles, sorry, playing 2 duplicate tiles means you're effectively only providing 4 floaters. So it's not as bad as providing 5, and the score was pretty decent. But I think cop is perfectly fine as well. Now, opponent plays Vi, and I have Asteroid, and Parotids was the anagram of Paradist. And radioscope, I wonder how many scope words we're going to see in this game. So I play Asteroid for 69, only 3 more points on offer. I9, creating a triple lane. Now, opponent's rack, very nice. No bingo, plays Ox. Ooh, there is an Oxy word, oxidize for 50. I played Daihatsu for 41, keeping EG. Yeah. Oxidized probably slightly better. Now, nice rack for opponents. Wow, missed bingo. Opponent plays La. They could have played Halo Seer, L8 through the O. Haverals, F8 through the V. Earholes, D8 through the O. And Halo Seer also through that O. Now, my rack, I've just seen gyrated. But I played Gadgety for 77. Tragedy and gyrated. Dalgite. So, loads of bingos, but all in the same lane, apart from D13, Dalgite, and E4, gyrated and do. Well, I'm glad Dalgite wasn't the only option available. I may have struggled to find that. Wow, another missed bingo. Nope, not a missed bingo. Opponent plays Cedars, but they could have got 10 more points for Egrest. Now, this is the heartbreaking rack where I couldn't find a QU play. M3, Quad and Oxo. Okay, it would have gotten rid of QU. It would have kept B and M, not great bedfellows. And more to the point, I would have left open row O, which is a massive scoring spot. So, yeah, I like my play of Moot in third place here. Opponent's rack. Well, they played Jal for 25. They could have played it in column 13, making all for a few more points. Now I have the pleasure of playing Guchin for 45 points, which is quite a funky word. It is a QU word, but the U goes in front of the Q. Now, great rack for opponents, and they play their best bingo of Futiler. My rack. Interesting, I was expecting Fub to show up at the top. It's in third position. H1 Benj. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm retaining F, U, and G and providing an E floater. B2 Unbag. Yeah, I like my play. I'm taking out floaters and providing nothing, and keeping a decent rack leave. Opponent's rack, they play Nits. And look at this, 90 points for agings. And Signage does play because, oh, that's in the same lane. Oh wow, and C going. That would have been a nice one to have spotted, because it meant I would have an unblockable bingo. When opponents initially played Nit, I thought they had taken out all my bingo options. But C going remained. Fortunately, opponent created new options. And that put me in a very healthy position. Not many bingo lanes on the board. Opponent has airlock. Nowhere for it. Plays Koa. And here we go. So Nya playable for 31, keeping B and V. That's not great. What do? I play Brap for 24. Yeah, I think the Y is worth keeping, and the H is the best of these scoring tiles, especially because of the CH spot. And I'm only sacrificing 7 points. Yeah, I like that play. Now, opponent plays Curl, and I have Ernie for 53. So the game is won. Opponent plays Oa, and this is the end game. The bag is empty. I have Amative on my rack, and I'm looking to go out in 2. So, B3, B Martyr keeping VI. Would that have been good enough? I don't think so. I'm not seeing the VI spots. Well, Vi and Via, so possibly. And Avi, so I think B Martyr would have guaranteed me an out in 2. Yeah, there may have been other options. Now, opponent's rack. Oh, wow, they could have gone out in 1. A1 with Vienna, the V I've just supplied, and G8 Eonian through the O. Both difficult to see. Opponent plays in, and no out. No out. So I play mat for 21. I could have played ream B4 for the same score and less on count back. So that is the end of the game. Oh, let's just see what options opponents had at the end. C2 EA for 14. So my player Via gave opponent an out which they missed and also enabled them to maximize their final move. And that was the end of the game. So super exciting stuff. Always great fun to win and to score over 500 points and against strong opposition. So many thanks to opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.